Okay, for our next lesson, we're going to talk about another basic spin called back scratchers. This is a one-handed spin. You can learn this one with your broomstick as well, spinning on that tab piece of tape that we put on it. I'm going to go ahead and show you what this looks like on the right hand to get started. That's one back scratcher. You'll notice it does two rotations. This is a 4-count spin. It does one rotation in front of you and one rotation behind you. There's a two-handed variation that we will do in our fight song, but it's good to learn this one first. This one is a good technique to open up a lot of doors to other techniques similar to our drop spins. So for this one, we're going to go ahead and start at our right shoulder position, just like we did with drop spins. This is a good place to start just about anything, although you can start from almost anywhere for these. So go ahead and start at your right shoulder position, and your left hand is actually going to come off the poles. So go ahead and sit it out to your side. Anytime that we're doing something one-handed and we only have one hand on the pole, our free hand, we're going to go ahead and just hold it out to our side or down straight at our leg. We just want to make sure that we're not developing this bad habit that a lot of new students have, where their hands will gravitate towards their stomachs or their chests or behind the back. And this is because it just kind of looks much cleaner than this. See what I mean? So don't worry about hitting that hand. It's actually super far out of the way. You won't hit it. You can do all kinds of nonsense with this hand and you still won't hit it with this move. So don't worry about hitting your hand. Really think about holding it out to the side and don't let it creep in towards your center. So go ahead and start up at right shoulder for now and put that left hand out in a nice free hand position. Now to start these, we're going to go counterclockwise. This is going to move the same direction for each hand that your drop spins do. So we're going to go ahead and go counterclockwise and cross the body with the flag, across. Now you can see it's starting to tuck behind my elbow. It just naturally wants to do this. You're going to allow it to do that. So make sure it stays behind your elbow. See, the back of my hand is facing the camera and my palm is facing my body. So as you bring it down, let it tuck behind that elbow. Now the next thing you're going to do is sweep across your feet. You might have to push the pole out away from you just a little bit, as little as possible. This is just to avoid hitting the ground. So just don't hit the ground. Go ahead and come down. Now you can see at this point the pole is completely behind my body and the flag is down to my side, which you can't really see right now. There we go. So the flag is down to my side and my free hand is still here. It hasn't moved. So that's going to be count-wise. That's going to be 1, and then this is actually halfway. We're going to bring it all the way up for count 2. Count 2 is up, straight up and down. Just like drop spins, all of our odd numbers are down and our even numbers are up. So that's a really good way to make sure that we are staying on the beat. So just to reiterate that, that's going to be your front spin. That's the whole loop. We're starting up and we're ending up. So we're going to go down and up. You've done the first part of the spin. Now here's the tricky part. The second half is the trickiest part. You're going to allow the pole to continue in that motion, but it's going to scoop behind your head. You're going to let it dip down behind, and this is the part right here that trips everybody up. You need to have a nice loose grip on it. Don't hold too tightly or it's going to be more difficult. You want to have a nice loose wrist as well. Don't stiffen your wrist. Let it hang as it comes behind your head. You can do this with just 2 fingers. You don't need to have a tight grip on it. Just 2 fingers, nice and loose. And then you're going to allow it to continue its circle all the way around. So I'm going to actually show you what that back circle looks like facing away from you so that you can see it a little bit better. So we come down around the front and up with the pole behind us and the flag coming behind us, and it comes down and up. And we want to make sure that we are doing the motion that I call brushing the hair with our arm. So you're going to come up and then brush your hair. Actually brush the side of your hand. It's about this part where your thumb connects to your hand that will brush your hair. It will actually touch it. Keep it nice and close to your back. Nice and close. Don't try to hold it away from you because you're afraid you're going to hit yourself in the back or in your legs. You won't. It's going to stay far enough away from you. You can hit yourself, but if you do, it doesn't hurt at all. You're just going to feel a little bump when you do it nice and slow like this. Nice and slow. Really focus on keeping it close to your body. The idea is to keep these nice and close to the body, not super far away. Slight bend in the elbow. Okay, if you've ever twirled baton before, this is probably pretty similar technique to some things that you already know how to do. So that's great. For the rest of us, don't get too frustrated if you struggle with this, especially with this behind the head part of the loop, because that does trip up a lot of people. And sometimes this one is way easier for me to teach in person because I can just walk up behind you and move your hand for you so you can see what that feels like. Through a video, I can't physically move the flag for you, so I'm not sure if you're all getting this or not. I hope you are. But if you aren't, don't get frustrated. I will fix you later. Of course, we have our two-handed variation. And that's really just, you're just going to bring that left hand up to help balance the pole. And you're going to do that loop right behind your head. This is an Eye of the Tiger. It's only just this one loop right here. So if you want to practice that a little bit and get comfortable with that, it'll help you later when we learn our fight song. Now, of course, anything we do with our right hand, we also do with our left. And we can do these left-handed, and we're going to start at left shoulder. It's going to spin the opposite direction. It will match our left-handed drop spins and go clockwise. So bring it down, let it tuck behind the arm, sweep across the feet, and bring it all the way up. Now we're going to do our loop. Slowly and around. Okay, so I guess I forgot to break this down in counts for you. I'm sorry, I skipped ahead a little bit, so we'll come back to left-handed in a minute. Let's go ahead and break this down into counts. So from right shoulder, sorry, we're going back to right. Sorry to switch around on you. We're gonna go down, 1, up 2, down 3, and this one is straight up and down my back, straight up and down, 3, and then bring that pole around straight in front of you again, 4. Now we're right back where we started. You can see that we can do them continuously this way because we come back to the position where we start. So again, 1, down, 2, up, 3, down, 4, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, check your free hand. Make sure it's staying down at your side. Subconsciously, it might be creeping in towards your tummy. It might be creeping in towards your chest. Keep it down at your side. Press it against your leg if you have to. Try not to put it in a fist. Nice flat blade hand like this. Nice and flat. All right, so let me go ahead and turn around and we will do a set of those together. I'm going to do a set of 8. That's 2 whole back scratchers. Okay, starting from right shoulder. Let me move over so you can see me better. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and stop. And we just go ahead and put our hand back at the bottom of the pole when we stop. I think that about covers our right hand, so let's go through the left hand real quick. Of course, the technique is the same. It's just going to spin in the opposite direction, and the hands are switched. So left shoulder, we're going to go count 1, cross the body, tuck it in, 1, count 2, the pole tucks behind and it comes up, 2, count 3 is straight up and down behind our head, and count 4 is straight up and down in front of us. Back to this left shoulder position, just without the hand on the pole. So let's go through that one more time. Crossing the body, 1, straight up, 2, behind the head, 3, and straight up, 4. Make sure that you're always going in this counterclockwise, drawing these big circles, and staying in the toaster. I don't know that I've talked about the toaster enough yet, but you'll get familiar with that term, and I'll explain a little deeper what that means maybe in a separate video, and I'll put that up in the intro area with all the other reference videos. Let's go ahead and do some of those with me facing away so you can make sure you match. This is my left hand on the front, right hand on the bottom. All right, this way, sun's over there. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and halt. Now, this one is one that when we switch to our non-dominant hand, if you're right-handed, and most of you probably are, that when we start doing these with the left hand, it's just gonna feel so awkward, and your wrist might just not be strong enough to do this. So keep working on those wrist strength exercises and keep practicing these. They will get easier with time. It's been a long time since I've done them, and I feel my wrist getting weak as I do them. It's just I don't have those muscles anymore, so I really need to work on that myself. But there will be opportunities to work on these. Please work on them. There are a lot of right-handed back scratchers in Eye of the Tiger, and I don't know that there are any left-handed ones to worry about, but there are maybe a left-handed variation or two in there. I think that about covers back scratchers. So if you have any trouble with this, go ahead and leave me a message, send me a video, whatever. I'll see if I can fix you, get you sorted out. See you in the next one.